Most of us, if we're fortunate, get to eat 3 good meals a day. And many of us even include snacks as part of that. Our food preferences are shaped by the family we grow up in. We are born, we are nourished either by being breastfed or bottle fed. And then when people begin to introduce food, we're introduced to foods that fit within our family culture. So they share their preferences with us and potentially they become our preferences. Then eventually we grow up enough that we start going to school where we learn all kinds of things to fill our brain. However, we don't really learn that much about how we're feeding ourselves. And I'm here to share with you a really important concept that I think very few of us know about, but that all of us really should be aware of. And that is that instead of simply feeding ourselves, we should be nourishing ourselves. That nourishment can take place on so many deep levels. There are so many different aspects of it. But for today, I'm simply going to talk about nourishing ourselves with our food choices. So when we feed ourselves, often we have a somewhat childlike relationship with our food. We know when we're a kid that we like burgers and ice cream and pizza and snacks and potato chips and all kinds of things like that. Those foods fill our tummy. We may think that they taste good, but chances are they're not providing the nourishment that we need. So our cells aren't getting all of the vitamins and minerals and perhaps sufficient levels of protein or good amounts of fiber, all the different things that are so important to our body that help keep it running smoothly. One of the other things that tends to happen sometimes as we grow up, we wind up developing this habit of becoming grazers. We are continually seeking out things to eat because we feel like we're always hungry. And it's in the food producer's best interest for us to be that way. They have taught us to become a snacking culture. So we are always having snacks for so many different things. And then we get to the meal, we're not hungry for the meal, but then we're hungry later. So we just have another snack and it becomes this terrible, endless process. When we stop and step back and mindfully begin to think about actually nourishing our body, actually feeding it things that not only taste good, but that are good for us as well, we do so much better. And that includes starting with breakfast, no breakfast skipping, and no donuts, no muffins, no orange juice for breakfast. Those things are just sugar. We want to start with protein and some veggies. Have eggs and sausage and maybe some sauteed greens or a tomato that's been sauteed in the pan or leftovers from last night. We talk all the time about breakfast for dinner. And what I really think we should be doing is having dinner for breakfast. And then when we look at what's going on with lunch, instead of filling up on cheap, simple carbohydrates, look at how we can add in foods that are going to help our body get the nutritional support that it's needed. And one of the really interesting things about that is that the more we nourish our body, not just feed it, not just fill our belly, but actually nourish our body, the less cravings we have and the better we feel, because we are getting the resources that our body, our beautifully well-made body needs in order to do all the different things that it does. For today, I'd like to encourage you to stop, look at what's on your plate, and just ask yourself, am I simply feeding myself or am I actually nourishing my body? Thanks for watching, folks. Bye.